All right, so real quick, flying out tomorrow. Figured it'd be a good chance to do kind of an update video on how to properly fly with a firearm. I've been seeing a lot of videos and people on YouTube and social media lately, and they kind of confused and not sure exactly what to do, and kind of nervous about the process. So I just figured it'd be a good time to just shoot a little update video. Um, I know in February, I think the TSA rules changed where you can actually fly with the loaded magazine, but the only thing about it is the entire the ammo that's in the magazine cannot be visible. Like something has to be covering um, pretty much the magazine fully so that the ammo isn't visible. Um, to avoid all that, and to save any kind of hassle, because usually, well, not usually, all the time, the first person you get to, it's not going to be TSA. It's going to be the gate agent at the airline, and a lot of the time they're not 100% up to date on the guidelines and the rules. So to avoid any hassle and to save myself any kind of time, I always store my ammo in this aftermarket case. It can be in uh, Ziploc bag. In the manufacturer's case, it don't really matter as long as it's not loose and able to, just freely move around, and you'll be good. Um, this does not have to go in the hard case with the firearm or any other hard case. You can literally throw your ammo in your check bag and you'll be good to go. Um, Next thing, make sure the firearm is unloaded. Make sure you have nothing in the chamber. And I usually leave the magazine out of the gun just because sometimes some gate agents you'll get, they won't even ask you to open it. Some they will, and a lot of times if you have to open the case and they see the magazine inside the gun, then you got to take the magazine out and prove to them that it's no ammo in the magazine. And of course, if you want to take the chance of flying with the loaded magazine, you don't want it in the firearm anyway. So again, to save back and forth and for convenience, make the process as quick as possible, I always have the magazines unloaded and out of the firearm. So I usually just throw my magazines in the case, and then I always throw an air tag in with it just so that I'll be able to track, where it is at all times. Luggage gets lost. Most of the time, if you have a firearm in the case, they are real careful and they make sure it gets on the plane. But stuff happens. Um, so I always want to be able to track it in case, my luggage gets lost. I at least be able to tell them, hey, this is the last place it was, or, this is the current place it is if it happens to, register and I get a updated location. So just a little tip with that. Also, make sure you have a hard case. Ain't nothing changed with that. Make sure you have a hard case. And whatever case you have, it has to be lockable. You have to be able to lock it. And TSA should not be able to access the actual firearm. Your suitcase has to have TSA approved locks on it, but the actual hard case that the firearm is in should not have TSA approved locks. You should be the only one that's able to access this case. In case you didn't know, the TSA approved locks, TSA actually has like a master key that they can open any piece of luggage that has a TSA lock on it. So with your firearm case, you should be the only one to have access to this. Um, if you don't have one of these electronic cases and you have the case that you actually have physical locks on it, so let's say if the case has two holes on it for locks, each hole has to have a lock on it. So that pretty much stop people from being able to open it up and kind of pry into and get access to the firearm. So if you got two locks and two holes for locks, and you only got one lock on it, then people can kind of pry open one side and get to the firearm. So just make sure, however many holes, if you don't have an electronic case, however many holes your case has, it should have a lock on each one of the holes. And also just a tip, if you don't have the luggage tags with your name and phone number on it, make sure you put something on your hard case that has your name and your phone number on it. Because what will happen is, if TSA is not able, if for whatever reason they need to gain access to your firearm, but they don't have a way to contact you to get you to come back and open up your case, then your luggage will not go on the plane. So just to avoid that, like I said, everything is always for convenience and to make the process as quick and easy as possible. Always on your luggage or on your hard case, have something with your name and your phone number on it, just to save time. That's pretty much it. Like I said, make sure your case is locked. Um, make sure it's locked. Make sure everything's secure. When you get to the airport, go straight to whatever airline you're flying. Go straight to their counter, and make sure you let the agent know you there to declare a firearm. And that's pretty much it. It's quick, simple, easy. Every airport is different. Some airports, once you go to the counter, some airports they'll take your firearm and they'll put it on the belt yourself, and it'll go on to TSA, and that's it. Some airports you'll have to walk your bag to the TSA thing, and some airports, the gate agent will walk you to TSA. Every airport is different. It's no cutting as far as that goes. No cut and dry thing. So as long as you take all those steps, make sure it's packaged right, make sure you go to the gate, you'll be good. Some gate agents, you have to fill out the declaration sheet. Some of them will tape it to the top. Some of them will throw it on the inside. It don't really matter as long as that card that you sign is in your luggage. You good. You don't have to worry about that. Um, and that's pretty much it, man. Quick, simple, easy. Any accessories you have, holsters, stuff like that. I usually throw my holster in my carry-on bag, just because as soon as I get to the airport and I get to my rental car, before I even leave out of the airport, I'm getting everything back situated and everything. I keep my firearm on me. So, but like I said, you can throw it in your check bag. You can throw your holsters in your carry-on bag. It don't matter. This is not a firearm. They not gonna even look at that twice. So that's about it, man. Got any questions? Feel free to comment. And that's it.